Okay, hi Aaron and the 14 gods. Of course, we have the God of causation, the God of calling, the God of creation, the God of saints, the God of soaring, the God of settings, the God of movement, and the God of makings, and the God of breath, and the God of blessings, the God of formation, the God of causation, the God of endings, the God of divisions, and the God of planting. Yes, so we have the 14 gods, that which we are the embodiment of. So I hope you've got your fog, because as usual, we are going to dive in and dig in deep once more into the deliciousness of this which we are about to partake. So looking at good and evil, and we have done a video, for instance, a representation of how evil is really live. So there's a lot of emphasis on this. So if we were to look at the word live, of course, we have to look at it back to front, so to speak, and it would seem as if we'd have to do the same for the 8. So basically 8 would come like this. So it depends on your perspective or your position of how you are looking at number 3. And so 3 plus 3 would be 8. So we are infinitely 8. Okay, we've been evil and live, or alive evil. Okay. But we have good and evil coming together, they form number 8, which is that symbol of infinity as well. So we have good, of course, good equals 5. We know Mother Eve also equals 5. Now, we have been talking a lot about Adam, and we will bring Adam back, or we will acknowledge Adam, because he hasn't gone anywhere. But we have seen the number 14 has been transpiring a lot in this month, particularly the month of May, which is the 5th month. Now we are in 2020, and I have covered a lot as well about the word 20. Now, because we are in 2020, in case you are watching this for the first time, the word 20, TWENTY, actually equals 26, which is just like in Abraham, the father of all fathers, or Moses. And so this would be 2 plus 6 is 8. Now we are in 2020, so this would be double. 8 and 8 would be 16, and of course 1 plus 6 is 7. This is where we see that if we did the numerical value for the word 7, this is like long division, but it works. So it's 1, 5, 4, 5, 5. Adding this together gives us 20. So this is where we see we are in this, like 7 is showing us the double 2, like 2 sevens, which is 14, just like it were in Mother Eve, because adding Eve together, 5, 4, 5 equals 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So we can see how Mother Eve right here as well, equaling 5, coincides with 7, but it would be 2 sevens we are looking at. Okay, so although we have seen, we have added 120, well, we could say, but this is how the 2 sevens come together, or are emblemed here right now. Okay, another thing that we need to acknowledge now with good and evil, but we also feel that we have looked at evil back to front, so to speak, and have seen how this would look like it comes alive, because it's like you could imagine something is spinning, because, or when it's turning, you are looking at it from different angles, or you are turning to see something from different angles. So let's look at DOOG. So we could say, okay, this is Doug, but we know it for sure that dog is really dog. The word dog is 8 as well. So we could see, we could actually see that there were 2 things about good, because this is why it said that everything God did, he saw it was good. So God is actually 8, but he also made the dog as well. So we see 8, and which derives from the word good. So here we can actually say that perhaps the word good in itself encapsulates all of good and evil. So evil is an aspect of that, or the makeup of what is good. So it's like something has to go through a whole process. I mean, if you create something, you have to test it and to see that it is good. And in the word test, for instance, TEST, we see that the God set, SET, is right here. Now, of course, test would be because we have two T's here, and there would be no need to have another T wherever there. So we see that set is a cycle. Set is telling us, like the God set, is telling us that there are two eights, just as we have seen here. Set is telling us that there are two zeros or two fours or two 13s or two 14s, like in Adam as well. And I'm glad that we mentioned in Adam, Adam, which is 14, 14. So there are two sets of everything. This is the proof that there were two. This is one of the proof that there were two creations as well. So we have seen that in the video that I just did, which I haven't called it, or I haven't titled it. So, but we could see that Mother Eve, in her list of letters of the contracts, when it is said, and God said, let, I think it was on there, that we see that Mother Eve had also consists of the number 13, which is 4, 1 plus 3 is 4. So the 13 is actually a container or an incubator. It's like, and it actually, the word incubator equals 4, just as 13 does. So we see that like a child is born, and it's put in an incubator, and everything, it has everything, or care or immunization or whatever it is that is necessary for it to now go into the outer world. And that's what has happened in that first creation. And the second creation, of course, in chapter 2 of Genesis, is there. We see another creation. With the first set in Genesis of chapter 1 is where we saw the he, him. God created, and he created man in his own image and likeness. He created he, him, male and female, and he, them. So there we see that there were 6 species here, or 6 people, or 6 whatever it is. Those 6 would have after their kind as well. They would have that seed to recreate after themselves. Just as we have COVID-19 now, we are told it mutates and it really creates, and God knows this is exactly what we have had. Okay, it really does remind me of this. Okay, so we have I just felt that I needed to do a short piece of this, and so we will do shorter bites just to deconstruct as well the first video, or which I think it would be about the first again on this line, so you will get the essence of what we are about to, well, what we are about. And this is for the purpose of empowering ourselves to be spiritually to be spiritually to get immunize, to get our immunity heightened enough so we can cope with that which is COVID, which is also COVID, also equals 8, or virus, which also equals 8. So we can see we have 2 8s, 8 and 8 also is 16. Of course, 1 plus 6 is 7. This is where Mother Eve says that we are ready to create man in our image after our likeness. Of course, we are talking about of course we have seen with Mother Eve, or to create, when Mother Eve says, let us make man in our image after our likeness. So us is 31, of course, but the word let, to allow, equals 10. And that is the word that really spells a lot as well, because 10 births after its kind, as we have mentioned, and in number 3, that it equals number 3, because 10 is 12 and 12 is 3. Okay, and 3 now is, of course, if we did the numerical value for the word free, it equals 11, and so we have 2. And we can see how 2 is doubling itself again. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this informative. Please like and subscribe and share, and of course, stay ignited.